Dear God, why does life be like nah? Sometimes I stare up at the sky, admiring the contrast of colors, and I feel weighted in purpose. Your most complex designs appear simple in nature, and I can't help but find comfort in the presence of your genius. But at times I look down and I find myself weighted by feelings of confusion, compulsivity, depression, incompetence, and mostly purposelessness. Loss of control would be the title of this chapter if I lived in an imaginative retelling of my life. Overindulgence, lack of boundaries, and inability to be present will be the reoccurring themes of this chapter. It's become a habit to satisfy insatiable itches with temporary highs that always come crashing down, cratering even further into a surface of sadness. What does it feel like to be centered? How and where do I find this balance? I know there's more to life than appearance. I know weight is technically a societal construct, and I know I am made in your image, but in that same breath, I can't help but acknowledge my poor coping mechanisms. Unintentionally, yet undeniably, eating has become a pacifier. Coated in sugar and drizzled with glaze, this pacifier has distracted and comforted me at my lowest points. Eating past physical comfort and still finding room for a sweet was the perfect combination that always ended in a coma-like state, forcing me to sleep. I lost control, I lost motivation, I lost me. It's hard here, as you probably know. Comparison is the thief of joy, some people say, but no one talks about how debilitating comparison can be. Consuming images, lifestyles, content that seems so out of reach can cause a paralyzing feeling of unworthiness. It begins to seem like the only satisfaction you're granted is the temporary high that comes from unhealthy habits. From that point, I lost the patience to get better because I needed an instant reward. Life felt too shitty to not get a dose of happiness, and I deserved that, right? It's crazy to think of how easy it is to let go of the wheel. There's no need to drive when the destination has already been decided. Might as well cruise on autopilot and sit back. No need for intention, direction, or efforts at all. The road remains black and the lane stays straight. Or so I thought. Somehow, you always throw something in my path to wake me up. This reminds me to look up, and now I see foothills heading towards mountains. My hands are gripping the wheel, and I remember to pull over to refuel. I needed that. I was on E, about to go empty. Now I feel a resurgence of energy and optimism. Now looking back, I see I almost missed my exit driving on autopilot, and now I'm where I'm supposed to be.
Look at all the trio.
Lastly, thank you for reminding me of the importance of staying present.
Look at you. Wow, this looks like an elephant ear.
Thank you for never giving up on me like I've given up on myself. Thank you for highlighting my value when I felt worthless. I ask that you keep working and moving in my life, lifting barriers and opening doors to places I would have avoided. I ask that you do the same for anyone who is in a place that feeds them thoughts that aren't filled with purpose. Remind those who are lost to look up, grab the wheel, and enjoy the view. And for those who've lost all control, remind them to check their tanks. There's so much beauty that can be found despite the constraints of a circumstance.